It's Christmas time. I'm the Vintage Collector, and these are my short Advent time stories. In an earlier episode, I've shown you how I installed Microsoft Xenix alongside MS-DOS on this historic COMPAQ Portable Plus machine. Now, ever since I wanted to install a boot manager so I could easily switch between DOS and Xenix.
But you are aware that you can simply start DOS by typing DOS at the Xenix Boot Loader prompt.
Yes, but I'm still fond of graphical selections, hence I want the boot manager. Now the problem is that I can't install something like the OS2 boot manager onto this machine as it requires a 386. That's also true for BootMagic, a lesser known product of PowerQuest, who was renowned for partition magic, which came for DOS, Windows and OS2 and was later acquired and deadened by Symantec. But of course there's literally dozens of boot managers out there, and I was surprised that someone actually took the time to go through most of them and documenting them. This is available on archive.org, including an extensive PDF file covering the most important details. Admittedly, I didn't know all of them, though the list includes anything from the well-known ones like System Commander and said BootMagic down to very obscure and minimalistic ones. Personally, before the advent of Linux, I always used either the OS2 boot manager and later on BootMagic, but eventually ended up on extended FDisk, which fits onto any DOS boot floppy and simply installs into track 0 of the hard drive, essentially replacing the master boot record. Now, there's risks coming along with this, as the MBR can easily be overwritten by other software, rendering the boot manager out of order. That typically doesn't happen with boot managers requiring their own partition. Though I actually never had issues with either of the two approaches, and I personally prefer boot managers installing to track 0 as it spares an additional partition. But as you can see here in the COMPAQ Portable emulation in 86 box, XFDisk just stalls as it requires a 386 as a minimum as well. Also, the very minimalistic WWBMU doesn't like to play well and just returns to the prompt. And SYMON 2 stalls as well, needing even to reboot the machine. But fear not, Multi-Boot Manager, which I didn't know before, is to the rescue, and it seems to run on an 8086 and 8088 machine. Having said that, I created a boot floppy to run on the real COMPAQ Portable Plus, and see, it actually does run. So the emulation in 86 box helped me verifying that up front before screwing the real machine. Yes, that's exactly how I wanted it to be. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm the Vintage Collector, and this was my Advent time story for today. Thanks for watching, and see you again tomorrow.